Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield. All my books will appear. Okay, friends, I have a question for the ages, and it's this. Who is modeling you? All right, I'm Deb Sofield. Stay with me. I'll come back right after the break and get started with today's show. Hey, friend, I'd like to know who you model your life after, if anyone. You know, most of us grew up, I assume, with a role model that we sometimes eyed with awe and wonder, and sometimes with suspicion and regret. Either way, we watched someone live their life, and we either said, I'm going to be like them, or I am never going to be like them. Choosing to model ourselves in a similar fashion, but separate enough to maintain our sense of dignity, pride, and individuality. Have to say, I have always loved the artwork by Norman Rockwell. He seemed to bring to life characters we all wanted to know. His ability to see the model and then see the picture in his mind embellished for the viewer has for years imprinted his work on the hearts and minds of many generations who have wished for a seat at his Thanksgiving table dinner, who swelled with pride at the vision of the young man in the scout uniform saluting, or saw kindness in the face of the jovial doctor who checked out the little girl's doll's heart to make sure the doll was well. Cotton stuffing, crooked stitching, little black shoes, and all. Yes, he created many a role model we could model ourselves after. Mr. Rockwell presented us with models of the world that was bright and clear and clean and perhaps better than what we normally see. And by doing so, I believe he left us with an opportunity to model ourselves after the characters he introduced to us years ago. I'm always struck by the photo of the little girl grinning with her black eye outside the principal's office. I don't know, perhaps it reminds me of, well, me. Embarrassing, but true. I hold the dubious distinction of being the first girl in my school to be disciplined by the new principal. Yes, I was sent to the office after I slugged a boy named Gus on the playground for stealing my pencil, the one with a plastic head of a pirate. Discipline is not what it is today, like it was back in my day. Oh no, nobody coddled me and told me it was the world's fault that Gus didn't have a pencil with a pirate head, and thus he needed my pencil and I should give it to him since I had more at home. Oh no, that would be the easy way. And what's worse, my trouble didn't stop at school. I still had to go home and give my parents the note from the school about my bad behavior. I'm pretty sure that's what I was more afraid of than the school. Well, sufficient to say, I really don't remember what ultimately happened to me, but I do know that the boy I slugged became a Marine. If I remember correctly, my brothers, all 4 of them, were pretty proud I was able to knock him to the ground with one hit. My modeling needed to change, and quickly, if I was going to graduate from first grade. I've had different role models in my life, and I am a reflection of them in many ways, starting with my family. I trust that my second generation support reflects the broad swath of kindness and support that my parents gave by helping organizations that help those in need. Although I am the only one in my family to seek a place in public office, I'm confident that I reflect their legacy of service to others over the years. Most importantly, it's my hope and, frankly, prayer to grow into a position of respect and honor that they enjoyed by those who have known them. I also model a few of my friends, past and present, those who try to remind me of what's important in life, like slowing down and smelling the roses, or just sitting quietly and still, listening to my heart and my head, and then making a decision. I'm blessed to have a few friends with much and friends with little. Both sides teach me to see the world through the eyes of strength and weakness, abundance and scarcity. what's massive and what's a minute. There are a few leaders I like to watch and see how they build their brand, their company, and their following. I've learned by watching them flame out or outdo others who started at the same time, or simply watch others hum along at their own pace in a race with no hurry to get to the top. I've read their stories of success and tears, wealth and bankruptcy. I've seen them with crowds of clamoring fans and then sitting at home alone every weekend, tweeting their irrelevant opinions to no one in particular, because the crowds have moved on to someone more relevant in their field. I've really focused on what I could take away from the stories of their lives, to be sure I don't make those same mistakes, or to know what to look for when the winds of business come blowing my way. Yes, daily, I try to model the successful behavior of others as I build my bank of knowledge and life and love. So I have to ask, do you have role models in your life? Or are you, like me, working to reflect the values of those we grew up with? Whether we idealize the image of our past with hopes and reflect the good parts, or we create new ideas and set a new direction for others to follow, I'm confident that if we can see it in our mind's eye, we can mirror the picture of personal success and see it come to fruition in our own lives. In this age in which we live, I am concerned about the lack of good role models. Seems just when we find someone to admire, they fall hard. And the media is breathless in recounting every misstep of their doomed demise. But maybe that's the problem. We're looking to people who are not like us and who really have done little to nothing in life to be outstanding in their field. Or they were known because they've done something we'd be too embarrassed to do in public or private. Since that just about covers most everyone in Hollywood and Wall Street, we might want to leave it behind and take a look deep inside ourselves and see what we have and if we have the makeup to be the model we admire. See, I think if you're wise enough to invest in yourself through blogs and podcasts, books, and education, you will be molded into the model of behavior that matches those you admire. Consider the stylized content of Rockwell's painting again and see for yourself if you're in those pictures or if you're part of the scene. Because idealized or not, you are the model of the story of your life. So friend, now it's up to you to make it come alive in a way that benefits everyone. So instead of me asking who you model, let's rephrase that and ask who's modeling you. Friend, that should give you something to think about deeply. All right, friends, you've been listening to, believe it or not, Deb Sofield's encouragement for your rockstar amazing life. And I hope you'll join me next week. I've got a great show lined up. And remember, Deb doesn't care what the world says about you. I want you to know I care about you. And I care about you because I understand that at some point in life, someone's going to model you. Let's make sure you are the best model for them and their future. And here's my promise. I will walk alongside you as you build your life. And then you can follow that dream to be the person others admire. Because you found out what was valuable in life. And that is being somebody to model. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll see you next week.